What's up, guys? Back for another one. It's a morning where I am, and it feels pretty good to be outside doing a vlog here. I'm making fresh tracks here because nobody's ever walked here, so I just can't wait to I just miss this place. I like it. I don't know why. It feels really weird saying that, actually, but anyways, that was a fucking dog barking at me now, and I'm like walking through, like, it's terrible. Alright, so I want to talk today about oh, that fucking dog. Shut the fuck up. God damn it. Hopefully that's not so loud. But anyways, I want to talk today about some relief that I've been feeling over the US political system, which is weird. Well, I guess I got myself pretty wrapped up in it, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm from Canada, so for me to be super engaged, I understand is a bit much, but regardless, I got myself engaged. So a few things that I've been seeing happen that have given me some relief. Like, this really feels to me like one thing I gotta say, like, a lot of the times where I get my where anybody gets their intuition from, or their, is from past experiences. Like, you're in a social situation, this happens, then that happens, then that happens, and then that happens. And you see that a couple times, and you start to like put together kind of patterns for people. I'm sure, everybody does it. And then once you learn about that, you kind of start to, I kind of like just start to see everything in that, and I don't think that's great. I wish I didn't kind of look at things like that, because it takes away from being in the moment and just enjoying it. You're kind of I can be like over analytical sometimes, but anyways, a few good things that I've been seeing that have made me kind of breathe a sigh of relief is the court overturning the immigration ban. And it's not that it's not about the immigration ban for me. It's that Trump did something and somebody else shot it down, and that's a good, like, symbolic thing for me to see. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it just really seemed like he is invincible and he's unstoppable. So for somebody to, like, yeah, everybody said, like, made fun of him, but that doesn't mean anything. For him to do something and then somebody else to reverse that is a kind of a, that's a humbling thing for somebody who think they can just do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Which it really seems like he is. He is that type. I still have fears that Trump is entrenched in more than what meets the eye. Like, I really get the feeling like there's just more going on than I don't see. And so I got to give that caveat, that it's like there's, like, this is, whatever we're seeing it's really not a transparent excuse me. It's not a transparent kind of situation where you're like, oh, well, there's this side and that side, and, well, he said this and she said that, and then those are the facts, and let's move forward. It's like, nobody would argue that is the case. But what I'm saying is, all these positive things that I said, and I'm going to say, I need to give the caveat that it's like, I think there's something more. I don't want to be like conspiratorial, but there's there are some major people kind of behind the scenes doing things around Trump on Trump's side. And I think, I don't want to, I'll just stick to what I want to talk about. So another thing that makes me relieved is that Kellyanne Conway did not stick. Kellyanne Conway was a complete failure in my mind, and I think in the mind of the people who hired her as well, because it seems like she's been replaced with a kind of a 4chan alt-right, representative or whatever, the 31-year-old guy who's Trump's policy advisor. That's 100% just to try to appeal to the alt-right. Like, this guy has, a shaved head. He has a history of like extreme xenophobia and homophobia and all this stuff. And so it just there's not really a question about it in my mind. But the fact that he's pulling that dude out means that he is not going after Republicans anymore. He is not, he has lost his base. If that guy is his spokesperson, then Trump's base is internet trolls. That's who Trump's base is. And that's a good thing, because those guys I've been a moderator of chats where those kind of people were pretty prevalent, and it was for a different thing. I wasn't involved in that, but I just saw them. It was for a game or whatever, and they were there, and I didn't really. It was just oh, these fucking weird internet people. That's kind of what I thought about it. It's whatever. But I have a feeling I kind of know their whole idea. The whole idea of what the 4chan trolling people do is all they want to do is they just want to get a reaction, and everybody knows that, but they don't understand that they still fall into the reaction, which is why they're still going. You know what I mean? You need to realize they are I don't know, what's a good analogy? I can't think of something, but it's like something that pops up. If you ignore it, it goes away. But if you pay attention to it in any way, it'll keep popping up. And so that's what the alt-right internet kind of deal is. And it's just it's kind of really sad, because it's just super attention-seeking, honestly, at the end of the day. And they use xenophobia and homophobia. I don't think they're actually that way. They use those things because they don't give a shit, and they just use those things to try to get a rise out of people who do give a shit. And that's their whole fucking thing. So the fact that Donald Trump is kind of has this dude who seems very much like a guy from that group is a relieving thing for me, because it just makes me think he's getting desperate, and he just if he's trying to appeal to those people, then that is a move of desperation. And to see that man get desperate is such a good thing. Honestly, it's such a, because the turmoil that he fucking caused other people is nuts. Is quite a bit. So yeah. Let's see. Another thing, yeah, it's just his thing is crumbling, honestly. I really someone needs to do a death blow. There needs to be a final thing, and I think it might either come in his tax returns, or it might come with his ties to Russia. I don't know, but either way, yeah. So yeah, those are a few things, and just my thoughts on kind of the current Trump deal. I can't really get super specific because I just first of all don't know enough about it, and I second of all just don't think there's enough information coming out that even if you do know about it, there's nothing really definitive. It's all just like, oh well, you know, maybe we can do this or maybe we can do that, and that's good. I'm not saying that's bad, but there's nothing like there needs to be something rock hard, which is I'm not saying people need to do that and it's easy. I'm saying like that's just what needs to happen, and so I give credit to everybody fighting against that. So that's amazing. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna do another video right now, but thanks for watching this one. Talk to you later.